They lined him up at sunrise. Surrounded by soldiers, rifles aimed at his back. He wasn't a general. He wasn't a warrior. He carried no weapon. And yet, an empire feared him. Because this man used nothing but his words to wake an entire nation. This is the story of José Rizal. On June 19, 1861, in Calamba, Laguna, a boy was born into a family unlike most Filipinos. They were educated, respected, but still not free. From a young age, Rizal showed something extraordinary. At just 3 years old, he was already learning the alphabet. By 5, he could read and write. His mother became his first teacher, guiding the mind of a child who would one day challenge an empire. But outside their home, the Philippines was suffering abuse, inequality, silence. And Rizal was watching. Rizal excelled in school, graduating with top honors at just 16. He entered the University of Santo Tomas, hoping to become a doctor. But there, he saw the truth. Filipino students were treated as inferior, mocked, ignored, disrespected. Instead of accepting it, Rizal made a bold decision. He left everything behind and secretly traveled to Spain. He wasn't running away. He was preparing for something bigger than in Europe. Rizal saw clearly what was happening in his homeland. So he decided to fight back. Not with swords. Not with guns. But with truth. He wrote a novel. Noli Me Tangere. A story that exposed corruption, abuse, and of colonial rule. Spain was furious. The book was banned. Anyone caught reading it could be punished. But it was too late. Copies were smuggled into the Philippines. Filipinos began reading it, in secret. And for the first time, they began to see the truth. Rizal had done something dangerous. He made people think. In 1887, Rizal returned home. But he was no longer just a student. He was now a marked man. Still, he believed in peaceful reform. He founded La Liga Filipina, a movement for change without violence. But to the Spanish, his ideas were more dangerous than rebellion. Because ideas spread. Rizal was arrested and exiled to Dapitan, in Mindanao. Far from the capital, far from influence. There, he lived a quiet life. He healed the sick. He taught children. And he fell in love. But while Rizal stayed peaceful, a revolution was growing. The Katipunan began preparing for war. Inspired by Rizal's ideas. Even if he didn't support their methods. History was moving. And Rizal was right in the middle of it. In 1896, Rizal was arrested again. Accused of rebellion. Put on trial. And sentenced to death. On December 30, he walked to Bagumbayan. Calm. Silent. Unafraid. Before his execution, he left behind a final poem. Mi ultimo adios. A farewell to his country. Then, the shots were fired. Spain thought his death would end the resistance. But it didn't. It ignited it. Rizal's words lived on. And the nation rose.